I wanted to do a quick interview with you guys because you recently got a ScoliBrace. You've been in about a month, and 10-degree change or more within 1 month, which is just amazing. But that's not why I have you here. I have you here because he's the reason you're here. Because of why? How long have you known about your scoliosis? And
well, I actually didn't recognize it as a real problem until I was in my early 30s.
Okay.
But looking back, I know I had it as a child because I did always recognize that I had a hip height disparity.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't really know what it was.
Right.
Unfortunately, no doctor in my childhood picked it up, and it was never addressed.
Yeah. And so once you realized it was a problem, how did that make you feel?
Well, I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
I actually noticed it myself looking in a mirror, a three-way mirror in the dressing room. And kind of once I recognized it and I realized it was a problem, I did do a little investigation, and I found out, or I was told anyway, that because I was an adult, there was really nothing that could be done except surgery. That I was too old for a brace, and that brace wouldn't help.
And what do you say now?
And now I've learned otherwise.
Right. And you were referred in from another doctor, right?
Right. So we saw another doctor.
Yeah.
Well, what happened over the years was, I would say to Bonnie, this is something that maybe should be looked at, and we should investigate whether or not there's something that can be done to either stabilize it or even improve it. And it was such an emotional issue for her that it wasn't really a conversation that you could have. And we were down here in Naples, and I happened to just be poking around the internet, and I came across one of the chiropractors that had in an advertisement sort of a new machine. And I just sort of said to Bonnie, maybe there's new technology. I don't know what this machine is. Let's go in and ask. Well, it turned out that that machine was completely for something else and irrelevant, but the fortunate part of it was that the doctor that we wound up going to, who had that machine, was able to recognize before the end of our consultation with him that the only place to go was right here to Dr. T, and that was nothing short of a miracle and a blessing. I mean, that was really incredible, that he was, number one, willing to send us to someone else with that level of confidence, and number two, that looking at the wrong machine fortuitously landed us here. So I feel that we've potentially kept my beloved out of a wheelchair and have just forever changed our lives by virtue of having to wheedle our way to Dr. T and to you.
Well, we're so glad you're here and getting the big picture of looking at the x-ray, and even just in a month getting a 10-degree change. But what that means is that you're not getting worse, and it's not continuing to progress.
Right.
And that's when you leave it alone, that's what happens, and that's what we don't want people to have to suffer with and go through. So we're so glad you're here, and we'll see you when you return.
Absolutely. We're glad we're here too.